Alright guys, Covert and I are back. We're going to record some more Throwback Thursday. It's Saturday night. I've just recorded 3 episodes in a row. Spent an hour, playing against one random guy and 2 episodes with Covert. So now here I am recording Throwback Thursday, and I'm just going to start the episode with this. Now, because this is a casual format, this Throwback Thursday. So, that's not cream soda. It's a wonderful, wonderful, delicious beverage that I'm going to try. We're going to play now for a little while, probably hopefully close to an hour, and I'm going to start off with Goblins. I'm just going to troll him right off the get-go, crack a beer, and just try to beat his face in with Goblins. Now, if you're anything like me, whenever you pick the Goblin deck, it fails horribly, unlike your opponents who play it masterfully. So we'll see if that's the case here. We will see if I manage to just fall flat on my face with the best deck in the game. And we're on the play, of course, as Goblins tend to be. We have a pair of Bushwhackers, which aren't great on the first turn. We have a Gem Palm Incinerator, which is more of a burn spell. We have a Click Slither, which is probably the best card in the deck, or one of them. And a Goblin War Strike. I actually don't like this hand, so I'm going to draw a new one. So here we have, I guess, Crinkle's Command on the second turn. Incinerator can burn something on the third turn. So yeah, unfortunately, I thought there was no timer here, but I would have kept this hand anyway, so I don't feel so bad about the timer running up. Covert is playing a 60-card deck, as we would expect from him, but he has mulligan to 6. Starting off with the Plains, hopefully he's not playing Life Gain, because that's one of the hard counters. Picked up Voracious Dragon, so it has Devour 1, but look at that trigger here. I remember killing a lot of people with this. So I'm going to just Crinkle's Command here, and he's probably rolling over here now, thinking, oh my god, this guy's starting off with Goblins. But he could be on the Life Gain plan, which is a pretty solid option because that has Day of Judgment and Baneslayer Angel in multiples. So haven't played D13 in quite some time, since the last Throwback Thursday that involved it. Now the question is, I'm going to play him third land. Gem Palm, you don't ever hardcast this, I don't think. Do I Bushwhacker and just get in? I don't think I Bushwhacker just yet, actually. Just going to swing for 2 here and see if he's got a play. Still don't know what deck he's playing. It looks like mono white, so either Peacekeepers or what is a Johnny's deck even called? Celestial Light, I think. I don't even know the names of the goddamn decks, so that's pretty bad. So, anyways, he's played his third land, he's passing. I'm not going to shock here. Picked up a Goblin Grenade, which is a ridiculous amount of reach. It's just 1 mana, 5 damage. I mean, I don't think that should say player. Honestly. That's just... creature, I'm fine. If you cut off the target player there, I'm fine with it. Target creature, target player, that's just insane. Do I don't Incinerate. I just swing for 2 again. Like I said, most Goblin decks, Goblin players will kill you on like the 3rd or 4th turn. I haven't been so lucky, and I usually never am when I play the deck. But I mean, I should probably be just bushwhacking. I'm probably just not being aggressive enough. So he's playing the Hexproof deck, which I didn't see coming. That's out of left field. So he's playing the Aven Fleetwing 2/2 Hexproof Flyer for 4 mana. Yeah. So I think Goblin Artillery, 2 damage to target creature or player, 3 damage to you. But I'm worried about life gain now all of a sudden. And Hexproof means I can't cycle this thing. So yeah, I'm gonna bushwhack because this will give all my creatures 2 power. And so if he wants to block, he'll have to trade. So let's swing in here, but I am certainly... Oh, I'm trying to press the X button to attack with all. We can't do that in Duels 2013. That's a new feature. So I've got the Shock open here now, which can't target his Hexproof dude. I've got the Cycling on Gem Palm Incinerator if he actually plays a creature. But if he gets some type of lifelinking action on his Hexproof Flyer, then he could just beat me. And Eel Umbra is... it's just Totem Armor. I don't think there's any life gain involved with that. Now he's casting... What is he casting now? Now he's casting a fucking Daybreak Coronet. So yeah. This is what happens. This is what happens when you pick Goblins. Your opponent gets lifelink. So he has a 6/6 hexproof, first striking, vigilant, flying, life linking thing. So I'm just going to throw a ton of burn at him. But because it's vigilant and hexproof, can't target it, can't do anything about it. So yeah, like I said earlier, goblins always fail for me. They do. I don't know how other people manage to win with them and curve out. Maybe they just keep better hands. Maybe they're more aggressive than I am. Maybe I'm just bad. Or maybe I can still win. I don't know. I mean, he's going to gain 6 life if I attack into it. You know, bushwhacker. I mean, I'm just going to go for the gusto here. Perhaps I should have hardcast the gem palm incinerator. So I'm going to hit him for 6 and he's going to gain 6 and I'm going to lose a creature. Again, trying to press X here. Not going to work in Duels 2013. Absolutely not going to happen. Gonna lose a creature. He's going to stay at 14. I'm going to Goblin Grenade myself, players, Hakeem 928, and just say, yeah, can't beat the 6/6. What is? So let's look at all the icons on this thing. It is a 6/6 flying, hexproof, lifelink, vigilant thing. It's pretty insane. Yeah, Goblins cannot beat that. So yeah, I got what was coming to me. I picked Goblins, and yeah, I deserve this loss. I'm actually glad that I didn't just gobble him out in 3 turns, you know, and that he got his life linking thing on the go. He's got a Spirit Dancer here now. Doesn't matter. It does not matter. Picked up a Siege Gang Commander, which is a pretty strong card if you can cast it. I can't, so I'm gonna cycle. Yeah, I'm gonna shoot it there. Just because I can. He's going to flash in a Gift of Granite, so it's not going to kill it. So yeah, this is an all-around beating to the Goblin deck. This is good to see. Goblin Pile Driver, yeah, I'll cast that. All these powerful cards, but it doesn't matter because I'm on 3, and he's got a 6/6 thing. Let's look at this thing. Look at this thing. Look at this. And I mean, it has totem armor. That thing is insane. Holy fuck. Well, anyways, you know, I have some alcohol here to soothe the pain. Molson Canadian. Don't know if you guys are from Canada. Most of you probably aren't. It is a delicious beverage. Yeah, it's pretty good, and it soothes the pain of a, hey, I'm going to goblin him and then just lose. So that was pretty bad. But like I said, goblins, they always fail for me. I don't understand. Every time someone goblins me, they hit the 3 mana buffer guy. You know, I don't even know his name. Buffs everyone +1/+1. Has haste. It's just ridiculous. But I don't ever get that. But you know, it's probably because I'm just terrible at the game. So I'm gonna pick another powerful deck here now. I'm gonna pick Mana Mastery, and I know that's pretty sure that's Covert's favorite deck in the game, Mana Mastery. I'm also planning on playing Mill here tonight. I really want to play some Turbo Mill, but I don't want to bust it out in the second game quite yet. But Mana Mastery, we're going to play the whole board wipe ramp nonsense. Here we have 5 land actually, because we have Terramorphic and 2 big creatures, so that's not a keep. Here we have a Cultivate and a 3 land hand, so that's basically a keep, and we're on the play. Going to stick an Evolving Wilds into play. Probably not going to cast it on the first turn, or crack it, I'm sorry. You don't cast lands. Probably not going to crack it on the first turn, because I want to see what lands I draw. And there's not many 2 mana spells in this deck outside of Rampant Growth. And so I'm just going to put the Force in play because I'm going to need it. Picked up a Charnel Horde Worm, got an Enigma Sphinx, Imperial Archangel, a whole bunch of big top-end stuff. Covert is playing green mana, so let's try and put him on a deck. Green-black, is he playing Sepulchral Strength? He is. He plays Viridian Emissary. 2/1 for 2, and when it dies, he gets a basic land onto the battlefield tapped, then he shuffles his library. Let me pause, turn, okay. So, I think I'm actually going to go for white mana, because Day of Judgment and Vindicate are things in here, so I definitely need white. So we're going to get that. Then I'm going to, oh, picked up another Cultivate, that's good. So from here, considering what's in my hand, Prophetic Bolt needs blue and red. I'm going to Cultivate for blue and red. Let's go blue, and red. Okay. So we'll have P-Bolt open next turn. Depending on what he does, I may just cultivate again, though. And skip up to 7 mana on the 5th turn. He's playing a Blood Artist, which is a great card in that deck. Whenever it or another creature dies, it pings me for 1 and he gains 1 life. And he's swinging in for 2 here. Enigma Sphinx with Cascade is pretty strong. I have a Vindicate, which is strong. Destroy target permanent. I could just try to screw him out of black mana. I don't think that's the play right now, though. I think, honestly, Cultivate here. I want double white for any Day of Judgments that I may draw. Red and blue aren't really necessary in multiples. Black is not necessary in multiples. So I definitely want double white, and I'll just take a forest into my hand. So put the plains on the battlefield and grab a forest. And then next turn we'll be able to cast a 7 mana spell. Enigma Sphinx has Cascade, so you reveal cards until you find one that's cheaper. You get to cast it for free, which is pretty busted. So he's coming in for 2 here. Gonna go down to 16. He has a 4th land, but he just passes. Then yeah, double cultivate. So we picked up a Maelstrom Pulse, which is insane. You know, destroy target non-land permanent and all other permanents with the same name. So if he plays out multiple cards that are the same, we can just nuke them all. Charnel Horde Worm is another great card. It's a 6/6 for 7. It has trample, and you get to dig shit back out of your graveyard every time it hits. And of course, because it has trample, it hits often. But we're just going to cast Enigma Sphinx here because of the Cascade. So we get to cast a free spell, flip some cards off the top of our library. All Suns Dawn. I really don't want to cast this in Exile. I'm actually going to put this on the bottom of my library. So that was a bad Cascade. That was a bad Cascade. So now we just have a 5/4 flyer that goes back into our deck, 3rd from the top. If he deals with it, he has Diabolic Edict. Go for the Throat actually doesn't work against this, because Go for the Throat says non-artifact, I do believe. And this is an artifact creature, so we have a nice 5/4 flyer here. I'm going to get back to my Molson Canadian here. I suggest you try it. You know, it's made from Canada. If you've ever seen the trucks driving around, if you don't live in Canada, well, you probably haven't. So he wants his land. I'm not going to give it to him, because if I block that, he's going to get a land into play. So, you know, maybe he's just fooling me and trying to get in for 2. He's casting a Greater Good, which is a fucking fantastic spell. It lets him sacrifice a creature and then draw cards equal to its power and then discard 3. So the deck has a lot of ways to get a ton of card advantage off of that. So we pick up another land. Of course, I have 26 in my version of this deck. I think I'm going to Vindicate the Greater Good, because everything he has on board here now will cause him to lose cards if he sacrifices it in response. So I'm going to Vindicate that. Don't want the Greater Good lying around. It's an extremely powerful card, and I don't want him to have it. So let's see if he wants to, you know, if he sacrifices his Emissary, he'll get a land into play tapped. He'll draw 2 to go to 6, but he'll have to discard 3. Yeah, I thought that might be the case. So now we've got Prophetic Bolt open, and we get to swing for 5. So it's kind of a bit more even in the race here now. And Prophetic Bolt, you know, deals 4 damage at instant speed, target creature or player. Pretty strong, but then you get to look at the top 4 cards of your library and take one of those into your hand. It's pretty fucking insane. It's an amazing card. So let's see what Covert has here. Now he'll probably just swing for 2, and I'm okay with that. I'll probably, you know, get rid of that Blood Artist, because that's a tremendous source of life gain and plinking. He's going to tap out for Mitotic Slime, so that is fucking annoying. This thing is a 4/4 and it splits into 2 2/2s, and they split into 1/1. So this plays really well against Day of Judgment and all those sorts of things. But I do have an Imperial Archangel in hand, and I'm going to get rid of this Blood Artist while I have the chance. And a C4 land, 3 land, I'm sorry, and a Cultivate. So I'm just going to grab the Cultivate. So that's 4 turns that I don't have to draw through all of that nonsense, which is always good. Mitotic Slime, though. Maelstrom Pulse is fairly decent against it once it splits, because they all are ooze creature tokens, so it will blow them all up. Have the Imperial Archangel. You know, he's got Diabolic Edict in his deck, obviously, so I may want to. If he has 2 of those, then if I play out Archangel, he goes Edict, Edict, and I'm dead. There's only 2 in the deck, though. There's 4 Go for the Throat, only 2 Edicts. So I think perhaps the play is Charnel Horde Worm, which is 7 mana. I have 8. If I cultivate, no. I'm just going to. Do I swing? Yeah, I'm going to swing for 5. Then I'm going to drop the Charnel Horde Worm because it's a 6/6. Then I'm going to drop that. He could Edict it. He could go for the Throat that. Actually, this has flying. It has Shroud, see? Yeah, he needs it. He needs double Edict. I think I just jam it, honestly. He needs double Edict. You know. So I think I just jam it. I could lose to it. You know, if he has double Edict, he only has 1 black mana. He needs Swamp, Edict, Edict right here now to take care of my board. So I'm feeling half decent about it. But we'll see how it goes. I've got 10 power in the air. He's on 11 life. We'll see if he comes into combat or not. He may bring the 2/1. Just because he wants to get a land. But he's skipping his combat phase. He's just passing the turn. So it's not looking good for him. I think I just swing for 5 again and keep the Imperial Archangel home. Actually, I'm going to keep this back because if it dies, it goes back into my library. So I'm going to swing with the Archangel for 5. I'm going to stay home here with 1 guy. Just because I don't want him pulling any crazy shit. And I'm going to drop the Worm into play. I'm going to get another blocker down. It's a 6/6. Pretty big guy. Plus I've got the 5/4. And if he doesn't have the answer, he's going to go for the Throat something, which is his own emissary. So he's going to go get a Swamp. He could have double Edict, you know, but I've got 2 creatures now to protect. He's got Damnation, so that's going to wipe the board. Forgot about Damnation in that deck, so now he's got a couple of 2/2s, so now he's kind of ahead here. If I had actually thought about it, then playing out that 3rd creature was poor. It was a poor play because I forgot about Damnation. Totally blanked on that. Excuse me, just bumped into the table there. So Maelstrom Pulse destroys all his tokens. So I think I vindicate 1 of them. He's got 3 cards in his hand. And then I cultivate. That means get black. Get black mana. Rampant Growth. So now I can Maelstrom Pulse. It'll kill them all. He'll still have 2 power and he's hitting me for 4. You know, I don't know if the colors even matter here. Yeah, Damnation. Totally fucking blanked on Damnation there. So that was a misplay by me to play out the Charnel Horde Worm. Should have had that in my hand still. But you know, Rust, what are you going to do? He's going to get in for 4 here, take me to 7. I really want to be able to kill the 2/2. And then I can Maelstrom Pulse his whole board. But if he's got a Spirit Monger or, you know, even a Drana, there's a lot of creatures he could have in there to just fuck me up. There's a Spirit Monger. And it has regeneration. Just for single black. So I certainly have a big problem with that. So I think I'm just dead. Yeah, I think I'm just dead. I don't know if I would have been able to win the game otherwise, but playing that Charnel Horde out into a Damnation was absolutely terrible. Totally forgot. So I'm going to draw 5 cards here because I have 5 different basic land types. Picked up a whole bunch of ramp and stuff, so I'm going to aim a Maelstrom Pulse at his little tokens, which blows most of them up, but he still kills me because he gets his 6 power from his Spirit Monger. And the 2 tokens come back from the 2/2 that I'm aiming at. So he's just going to counter it, but I mean, this really... It's the same thing, but not. He gets to keep his 2/1/1s, so I'm going to Rampant Growth here. But I think that's just him saying, hey, I got a spell. So that is the game. I've picked 2 of the best decks in the game and lost with both of them. That's not very fun. But I think it's pretty interesting though. I played Goblins and lost to a big hexproof thing here now, and I think I was well ahead in this game. Honestly, I think I was in the dominant position, and when I played out that 3rd creature, I opened up the door to getting blown out by a sweeper, which I forgot that was in his deck, and of course, it blew me out. So that's what happens when you walk face first into a mass removal by playing out your big creatures. If I had gotten hit by the damnation there and recast the Charnel Horde Worm after that, then all of a sudden it's not so much of a problem because I can get shit back out of my graveyard. Anyway, so yeah, played 2 of the best decks in the game and lost. So I am on the Molson Canadian plan here now for sure. Holy fuck, it's Saturday night. Now I'm gonna play Mill. Now I'm gonna play the Mill deck because I did want to play it here tonight. I did want to play it, and I think now is the time. Now is the time to play Turbo Mill. I don't even play Jace's Phantasm in here. It is just pure Mill. No creatures, no Jace's Phantasm, no swords, nothing like that. Just pure, unadulterated Mill. 1 land hand on the play. Fuck, Howling Mine is there's only 2 of them. One of the best cards. I've got a turn 1 crab. You know what? It's Throwback Thursday. I'm gonna keep it. If I draw a single land, this hand is amazing. If I don't draw a single land, I'm just dead. So take that. This is not a keep. Okay, this hand is a clear mulligan, but it's Throwback Thursday. I'm having a few beers. I'm going to speculate just for fun. This is just for fun. Pick up a fucking land. Wow. So let's knock 3 off of his library. Let's go see what he's playing. He's playing the Ancient Wilds deck, and we are going to stick a Howling Mine into play, which lets everybody draw more cards. This does 2 things. It makes milling him faster because he's taking an additional card out of his deck every single turn, and it keeps my hand stocked full of answers. So he's got the turn 2 Visionary, which is the best start for that deck because it didn't really have any viable turn 1 plays. Jiraga Warcaller is not a 1-mana card. It is, but it's not a turn 1 card. Oh wow. Picked up a Hedron Crab. Didn't get the other land. Got a Dream Fracture. Visions of Beyond. I mean, this is just 1-mana draw card. I mean, if it has 20 more cards, it's Ancestral Recall, which is pretty insane. But I think for now, against his deck, I will play the other crab because there's not much removal of it. He's got Beast Within, but I'm not terribly afraid of that. So I'm actually going to play out the crab here now, despite not having a land, and just pass it over. And I may just Visions of Beyond at the end of the turn to make sure he's playing a Wood Elf. So Visionary into Wood Elves is the best start that what's the name of this deck? Ancient Wilds can have. 2-drop into 3-drop. But I'm just going to draw a card here, and then I'm going to draw another one off Howling Mine, and then I'm going to draw another one for my draw step. And now I have a Tome Scour, but let's just draw another card first. So let's play a land, and let's mill him for 6, because we have 2 crabs. There's only 2 crabs in the whole deck, and I drew them both. There's only 2 Howling Mines, and I got one of those. So we're going to keep the Dream Fracture open for his play. Got Thought Scour, the Unsummoned, so we're doing pretty good here. Giving him a bunch of cards though. He's got 9 in his hand. He's never going to miss a land drop. That is what Howling Mine does. You just got to mill them faster. He's playing a Vengevine. I'm actually going to not counter that, but when it hits, so it's a 4/3 haste. I'm just going to bounce it because then that'll eat his tempo for a single turn. He can't attack with his 1/1s because I have the 2 0/2 blockers, and now I will Thought Scour. That'll draw a card for me and mill him for 2. Picked up a counter spell, so now I've got a bunch of counters. he has to discard. Picked up a Prosperity. He's throwing away his Vengevine, which is smart because he can cast 2 creatures and get it back. Prosperity is kind of the finishing move in this deck. You know, you just get there and then everybody draws a pile of cards. So we're going to mill him for 6 here now off that land drop. So he's down to 28 in his library now. I've got Sleep, which I'm not going to cast yet. Got a couple of counter spells. I have Into the Royal, which I can now kick to draw a card. I have Counterspell. I have another Thought Scour, Prosperity. Doing pretty well on the mill plan here now, but you never know what can happen. Obviously, Covert is a top tier player, so don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, so to speak. He's on 6 mana. I'd like him just to tap out for something big, so I can just pay 2 mana and counterspell it. That is what I would like to do. But we'll see what he has going. He's going to play a Thragtusk, so we're just going to counter that. Thragtusk is a 5/3, and it gains 5 life when it enters the battlefield. And when it dies, or no, I'm sorry, when it leaves the battlefield. So I'm going to Thought Scour here. When it leaves the battlefield, you get a 3/3. So I'm going to mill him for 2 more and draw another card, which is a Thought Scour. So I'm going to mill him for 2 more and draw another card. So yeah, I mean, I gotta say, the keep that I made was extremely greedy. It was so greedy. If I don't pick up that second land there, I just fall flat on my face and die, and that's what happens. But I didn't, you know, picked up the land. So I'm gonna play another Howling Mine here. So we're each gonna draw 3 cards per turn, and I've got the Dream Fracture to stop any big spells that he has. He's down to 15 cards in his library. Now he's drawing 3 of them. So that, again, the Howling Mine keeps your own hand stocked, and it mills them out faster because they have less time. So he's up to 7 mana now. Again, I hope he taps out for something big. Thornmauled Archer doesn't bother me. Just 2 Unreached Death Touch for 2. Now he's playing an Acidic Slime. We're going to counter that. I don't want to lose an artifact or a land. So he gets his Vengevine, but we're still on 20 life. So we can take a hit here from the Vengevine. He's tapped out, so I'm gonna block both of those 1/1s, and just take the 4 and draw a bunch of cards here off the Howling Mines. He has to discard a card, draw. So let's mill him out for 6, and I think Prosperity here may do the trick. Let's have a look. I can Prosperity for 5. Yeah, Prosperity does it here. So let's each draw 5 cards. So he's down to 1 in his library. And then we pass it over, and he has to draw 3 cards in his upkeep. Not in his upkeep, in his draw step. So yeah, Howling Mine, he gets that. And yeah, he just draws himself out. So that is Turbo Mill. That is, you know, so I played Goblins, and I lost. I played Mana Mastery, and I lost. And I had the Speculation hand on the blue mill deck, and basically top decked like a champion, and also had a decent matchup. So that was fitting. I'm glad after those first 2 losses that I got to play that deck that way. So now I've got to pick a 4th deck. So I have absolutely no idea what to play for the 4th game. I haven't even really thought about it. What do I want to play? Mindstorms is fun. Collective Might I've done. I hate these 2 decks. Circle Rage is cool. I like Sky and Scale. I don't know. I'll just play Sky and Scale. I happen to like it. Oh, Saturday night, Molson Canadian. I've got 2 more cans there, plus the one I'm drinking now, which is excellent. That should carry me through the night. I've got a 1-lander. That's a mulligan. Got a 2-lander, 1 of each color, but we've got a Coiling Oracle. So we can either grab a land or draw a card. We're on the play. I've got a Lore Scale, hopefully, that I can play on the 3rd turn. You know, I've also got the Hedge Mage, and then I've got some other, you know, I've got the Acidic Slime and the Fable, which is a bit later. We're going to keep that and just play the Forest and go. The Coiling Oracle is a strong turn 2 play. Hopefully we'll be able to cast Lore Scale on the 3rd turn. Either get a land off this or draw into 1. Covert's playing Terramorphic. Picked up a Terramorphic of our own, which is I guess I can hold off on Coiling Oracle And I can Terramorphic right now and just jam the lower scale. So that's what I'll do. Don't want to give him the information, so I'm going to hold off on cracking it until the end step. He's playing red on a Terramorphic. That kind of screams Mindstorms to me. Let's see if we see an island here now. No, he's playing Berserker Rage by the look of it. Rampant Growth, no. He's gone to Mana Mastery, so he's into 3 colors here now with Rampant. Yeah, so he's playing the old Mana Mastery, which is now. I'm gonna go double blue here because I'm pretty sure I have Claustrophobia in this deck. Can't really remember. Winged Coatl, that's such a nice card. I love this card. You know, 3 mana, 1/1 flyer, flash, death touch. So it's a kill spell. You flash it in, block, boom. So we're just gonna go Oracle here. Just got caught up on this. I'm an idiot. The whole point of playing the tap land on the last turn was to cast lower scale Coatl. I mean, anyways, it's Throwback Thursday. I'm just chilling out here with a couple of beers. So that's my excuse. That's my excuse. It's a poor one. Not paying attention. Totally got caught up in this guy. And just played the Coiled Oracle out of habit. And it was a bad play. So anyways, let's just swing in for 1. He has every color in play except for blue. I like the Trigon Predator. You know, deals combat damage for player, destroy target artifact or enchantment. But I'm going to go with Lower Scale Coatl, which I should have cast. But anyways, we're not going to dwell on that. We are not going to dwell on it. We are just going to let Covert play his island and maybe allied strategies. Nope, he's going to Rampant Growth, so that's going to get him his island, I would imagine. No, Plains, that's a pretty... Oh, he's got his island hand, but the Plains is a pretty strong signal for Day of Judgment. So Lower Scale, whenever we draw a card, he gets +1/+1 counter on it. So here we go. He's a 3/3. Stuck on 3 land, which is not good when our opponent's on 6 playing that deck. So I really don't want to play out any more creatures here because he's got that double weight for the Day of Judgment. But if I don't play out creatures, then it also just kind of plays into his plan. But I got the flash guy, so if he doesn't wipe the board, I can flash this in and get in for a little bit of damage over the top and just try to chip away at him. Not feeling too confident about my ability to beat Mana Mastery with this deck. He's playing a Broodmate Dragon, which is absolutely fucking insane. It's 6 mana, 4/4, but you get a 4/4 token with it, so it's a 6 mana pair of flyers, which is insane. So right now, I'm just going to swing the Coatl into one of his guys. So there's 2 options here. If I swing the Coatl, he could trade with half of his card. Then I can flash in the other guy and block the other half of it. Or I can just sit back and take 8 in the air, which I'm probably going to do anyway. So yeah, I think trading with this is probably the best option I can have. He's double blocking in case I have a trick, which I don't. The question is, it actually matters which one of these I kill. I'm actually going to kill the token because he may have a way like Naya Charm or Charnel Horde Worm to bring the card back from his graveyard to his hand. So if I kill the token, he doesn't have that option to get the card back into his hand. So that's why I made that play. Could be right, could be wrong. I have no idea. But yeah, I'm just going to flash this in. The only reason I'm doing that is because I have a second one. You know, if that were my only one, I wouldn't do it. So right now, I'm going to swing with the Death Toucher just to chip away at the stone, so to speak. Chip away at the stone. Yeah, this is going to get me in for 1. And this guy, tapped creature, Acidic Slime on his forest. Acidic Slime on his island. I think Acidic Slime on the forest might be decent. Honestly. I think that might be decent. Green mana is the backbone of that deck with all the ramp, etc. But he's got 7 mana, so... And he's got another forest in his hand, so it didn't really matter. So now that I'm tapped out, he's going to do the whole thing and swing for 4. Don't know if he's going to blow up the board here now. He may. He's playing a Savage Twister. He's going to scale it just to blow up my board and not his own. Savage Twister is an amazing card. You can just read that. It's insane. So yeah, he blew up my board, not his. So I need to keep 3 mana open for this. And yeah, I'm pretty much in bad shape here. I mean, maybe I should jam some of this stuff, but I don't know. I feel like hanging on to the Winged Codal is a good thing. So I'm going to flash it in, see if he's got a... Does that deck even have any instant speed stuff? He probably, you know, he didn't attack last time, so he read it correctly. So the fact that he attacked means he probably has a Naya Charm here to just yank it back. Which is an instant he wouldn't... Oh, he's just going to strategies, yeah. Just going to draw him 5 cards. That is probably, in my opinion, one of... If not one of the most powerful cards, the most powerful card for Mana Mastery. Because you spend your early turns going Rampant Growth, Cultivate, empty your hand, spit out a bunch of land, and strategies just restocks the entire thing. So we've hit 6 mana here now. I kind of just want to play a Fable. This card is insane. It's my main win condition for this deck. But he's got a lot of ways to deal with it. But I think the best thing I can do is just jam it right now because I just can't wait. I mean, he's got Maelstrom Pulse, he's got Vindicate, he's got a bunch of ways to deal with this card. But if I just sit back and cast creatures, he's got so many ways to kill those creatures that I need to basically press and try to win as fast as I can. I mean, I know this thing is getting blown up right now. I know it. You know, he's got Pernicious Deed in there as well as the other 2 cards that I mentioned. He doesn't cast anything yet, though. So, for now, I mean, you know, a green spell, a blue spell gets me tokens. This counts as green and blue. So, I mean, I guess I just cast a Codal, which gets me 2 tokens. He's got 7 cards in his hand. I don't know how he doesn't have an answer for that. I mean, do I press here? I mean, he's got the Day of Judgment. I know he's got that. So I mean, I'm going to take my 5 power and just stay with 5 power. As long as he doesn't deal with the Fable, which I think he will. But as long as he doesn't, I can just play 1 creature per turn and generate a pair of tokens. So Jund Charm is going to deal 2 damage to each creature. That's going to wipe my entire board. And say bye-bye right there. He's still got 7 cards in his hand. Still imagine we will see a... We're going to see a Progenitus. Yeah, 10/10 protection from everything, which is hilarious. So yeah, protection from everything is pretty strong. So I guess now I can overextend into a Wrath effect right now. Because a Wrath will kill his own Progenitus, so let's lower scale, create a bunch of tokens. Let's get as much power on the board as we can. 2/3 flyer, yeah, let's do that. Create a couple tokens. So, anyways, I really love Fable of Wolf and Owl in this deck. It's the card that I essentially chose to build around. It's the top of my curve, but Progenitus is a bit of a hard hitter. He has protection from everything, so he just smacks me for 10 here. I cannot block. I have 10 power on the board. He's on 14. I don't think I have any combat tricks. I used to run Quest for the Gem Blades in here. I'm not sure if I still do or not, but I don't even think I could trigger that. So picked up a Coiling Oracle, which is decent. You know, I mean, all this stuff I've got here is good, but I can't block his... I need to kill him right now. I can't block his Progenitus because it is protection from everything. So, I mean, I can return target tap creature to its owner's hand, except it has protection from everything. So I'm just going to gain the life, which is going to take me to 9. I think it's 3 life. I didn't read that part of the card. But look at the tokens I'm pooping out here. Look at this. Yeah, it's going to take me to 9. It's not enough to win. I'm flashing out tokens here. Totally taking over the board, but a 10/10 unblockable dude that I can't target. I don't know. That kind of has a way. Of winning the game. You know, last I checked. So we're going to get him down to 4, I believe it is. Trying to press the X button, can't do it. Swing with everything. You know, I think my math tells me he's on 4. Yeah, the Jun Charm was pretty key there. But anyways, Progenitus was obviously the answer. Look at the board of mine. You know, I'm on 9 life. If I just had 2 more life. Just 2 more. But anyways, it was a good game. You got to see the power of Fable of Wolf and Owl there, which is, you know, one of my favorite cards in the whole game. You know, that's why I enjoyed playing Sky and Scale, because of that card. Whoops. Anyways, so I hope you enjoyed Throwback Thursday on a Saturday. Because you know, I'm really apologize for falling behind on the content. Putting out, you know, I've got a full-time job, 2 kids, wife, you know, all that sort of stuff. Putting out 20 minutes of content every single day for my weekly stuff, plus throwing in an hour of Throwback Thursday is not easy to do. You know, I'll be honest with you. Like I said in another video, if you didn't watch it, I was pretty much ahead of the game. I had content, you know, I had probably a week. I was a week ahead, and now we're at the point now where I'm at a bottleneck, and I'm up to date on content, so I kind of have to record and upload on the same day. I don't have that buffer where I have an episode where I can take a night off. So you know, I've got a week's vacation coming up, and I am going to hopefully record a bucket load of content and have it in the bank, so we don't have the you know, this sort of situation again. Anyways, thanks for watching Throwback Thursday on a Saturday. And yeah, drink some Molson Canadian, just like me. I'll be off to bed shortly. Hope you enjoyed the games. See you next time.